Alrighty. Oh wow! I did not realize how less people are remaining. How much less people are remaining? Sorry about my English. Uh,
What?
discover part of the okay, immortal. So it's basically talking about emojis.
Yes, indeed.
You are at a panic and you find a dead body. Actually,
Well, here.
no matter how great something is, if you put it in a sad face, it makes you look super amazing.
Yes, indeed.
They have 100 friends.
I can't wait. I can't wait.
Oh my god. Oh my god, I can see where Monokuma is going. I can see where Monokuma is going.
Just the worst.
Don't look at me! Don't be mean!
What the heck? What the heck?
Yeah. Physics and nominal, one of us is a sulfur. We'll find her, don't worry. I'm pretty sure it's 90% sure. Just saying. My 5% doubts on Byakuya and 5% on Yasuya. I don't think it's Toko. It would be too obvious to be Toko. Alright, let's go. Let's go, man, let's go. Nobody cares about your chills and everything else, right? We all care about a trial. We are here for the big trial, you know. Like everybody wants to do the trial. The ride was over, the door opened once again. Alright. Let's begin the trial.
This is kind of
That like it's not your fault, and we are all that left. Will the class trial end with one less or classmate, or will your school left out there and come?
Now then.
You know the drill. Find assigned seats. Alright, it's the same thing he's gonna say. Let's save data, because obviously you need to save data before starting out this trial. Okay, let's set our skills. Studies your aim and it'll affect your non-stop debate or hangman's. Yeah, that's good. I'll take it. Robot shock is. I can have all of these, right? There is nothing else. When I replay this game someday, like 5 years from now or something, I'm going to go through and everybody and just go through it, right? Because I want every skill in the pocket, right?
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. If
Yeah,
you
I
can
know.
figure out, then
it's
I'll
just-
punish everyone now.
We already know who did it.
Nah.
Whoa, deja vu.
The one who killed Sakura is one of the people that hated her. Byakuya, Toko, or Hiro. It was one of you.
Idiot.
I had nothing to do with it.
Yeah! I'd never kill someone, no way!
I don't want to hear your stupid excuses.
But she must have some reason to believe that. Alright. Make your argument. How is it going?
It was one of you. One of you killed Sakura.
Yeah.
And what reason do you have for saying so?
Because you all had a motive. You hated her.
Is that it? That doesn't make any sense. That's the only reason you have her accusing us?
I knew it was
No,
coming.
that's wrong.
That was the easy one. The harder ones are gonna come later on.
Another reason you suspect them is because Sakura wanted to meet with them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was right before she died. So there's no doubt about it. One of those three killed her.
There's a good reason to suspect all of them. That does not mean one of them did it. Alright, there's gonna be another one of these. Non-stop debates. Let's go. Pocket trash.
The fact that Sakura wanted to meet with all three of them, there's no way that's not suspicious.
Yeah.
One of you is absolutely guilty.
I don't deny that she wanted to meet with us, but I never went to see her.
Alright.
I didn't either.
Not her either.
Yeah, same here.
Yes.
Never saw.
No, that's wrong.
It was, this one was also pretty obvious. I like that little detail. All three of them came on my screen. I had to choose which one was the right one. I
Hero,
like that.
when we were talking before, you dropped a small piece of paper, remember? It was white with red polka dots.
What's that got to do with anything?
Yeah.
Red polka dots? That's gotta be the wrapper from the candy I gave Sakura.
Yeah.
No, it's
Ever since we got into the warehouse, I totally monopolized that entire box of candy. So there's no way a single one of them was left in the warehouse.
In that case, Hero, where did you get that piece of candy?
Good question.
From Sakura! It's the only explanation.
Yeah.
well, I mean, yeah, sure I got it from her, but she gave it to me forever ago. It doesn't have anything to do with what happened to her.
When? When did she give it to you?
The last time you saw Sakura was when Hina had to go to the nurse's office, right?
Yeah, so I must have got it sometime before then.
Oh. Just give eyes account. When Sakura got that candy. Hiro got that candy from when Sakura got that candy.
I got it!
Yeah. Because she got that candy.
I'm not sure about that, Hiro. Hina didn't actually give Sakura the candy till after she left the nurse's office.
Yep.
So if that was the last time you saw her, there's no reason you should have had that candy.
Yep.
Damn it! I mean, what I meant was, oh, that's right! I did meet up with her in the rec room. You got a problem with that?
Why the sudden hostility?
But we just talked, that's all. I didn't do anything, you gotta believe me.
You're acting incredibly suspicious.
You're acting incredibly suspicious.
More hostility.
It's not just normal hostility. You're the real culprit. I even have proof.
Huh? Proof? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about her shining message. At the scene of the crime, she had written out Toko in her own
Wait, how
blood,
did you know
right?
that? You weren't even there.
It was her dying message. Just like what you guys were talking about with Sayaka.
Oh, excuse me. Yasuhiro,
That's
what the
true.
heck?
I saw it for myself.
Wait.
See? See? Toko did it.
Wait.
What are you saying?
How do
No
you
way! I didn't do it!
You just don't know when you're beat, do ya?
Hiro, hold on. When did you see that dying message of hers?
Huh? Well, when we found Ogre's body. Duh.
But if you recall, Hina was very adamant about keeping you away from the scene of the crime.
Yes.
So it's hard to believe that's when you actually saw the message for yourself.
I would have said that myself, but it was on the magazine shelf, under the magazine shelf, above the magazine shelf, on the magazine shelf, right?
I got it!
Yeah.
Kyoko, you found the magazine on the magazine shelf, right?
That's right. Looking through the shelf, I found the magazine with the dying message on it. I found it right there at the scene of the crime, after we'd started the investigation.
Yes.
If that's true, then what Hiro just said doesn't really make sense, does it?
Yes.
Doesn't make sense? What doesn't make sense? Everything I said makes perfect sense.
It does not. In which case, yeah. It was inside the book, right? The magazine. It was inside the magazine. So,
I can tell you exactly when I found the dying message. When Ogre's body was discovered.
that's not
And
the one.
I can tell you when I found the dying message. It was only after the investigation had begun.
Right.
I found the magazine tucked away on the magazine shelf. When I pulled it out, I saw her final words.
What's your problem? What I said makes total sense.
I need to do that thing. Okay, I understood. I understood. What I need to do. Sorry.
I can tell you exactly when Ogre's body.
And I can tell you when I found the dying, it was only after the investigation had begun. I found the magazine tucked away on the magazine shelf. When I pulled it out, I saw her final words.
What's your problem? What I said makes total sense. I can tell you exactly when Ogre's body was discovered.
There you go.
No, I was wrong.
There you go. See, I'm fresh right now, so I can do this. When I'm not fresh, I can't do it.
When Sakura's body was found, that magazine was sitting on the shelf nearby.
Yeah.
That's where Kyoko found it, after we'd begun the investigation.
Yes.
And you weren't at the murder scene, so there's no way you could have seen it then.
Exactly.
Tell us the truth, Hiro. When did you see the message?
Hold on! You're focusing on the wrong part! Why does it matter when I saw it? All you gotta do is read the Vienna sausage Ogre left us, and we know who the killer is! Toko!
I don't even know where to begin with that one. He's just trying to confuse us.
Actually, can we even be sure Sakura wrote that message in the first place?
Exactly.
Yeah? I think we can all agree Ogre wrote that message. 100%, without a doubt, she wrote it. And this is me talking, so you know it's true.
Absolutely goes after. There's no way Sakura wrote that message. Wait, the Monokuma's file said that she died at 12, right? Oh, I have to do this. Oh no, I have to do this.
Show me the proof. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap. Give it a rest.
Oh no, tempo up? Wait, how do I reload? I forgot how to reload.
Right.
I forgot how to reload. How do I reload?
The occult is bullcrap. The end is nigh. Show me the proof. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap. Give it a rest. I'm at least 30% right.
Oh, I got him. Wow, I
Show me
actually
the-
made
This should prove it.
a much better comeback than I was expecting this to be. Wow. This was a much better, I'm surprised.
I'm
What?
completely unconvinced that Sakura wrote that dying message. Because if you look at it, the message was almost certainly written using a finger. But both of her hands were completely free of blood.
Yeah.
Say what?
Then, who did write it?
Yeah, Hiro.
Hiro could very well have written it himself.
Exactly.
That would explain how he knew about the message in the first place.
Exactly. But he's not a killer.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
Ah! He admits it!
I figured as much.
But why would you write something like that?
Because I killed her! Please, just let me explain what happened. I got Ogre's note, and so I headed to the rec room right before noon, just like it said.
You just did exactly as the note asked? What a fool.
And when I got there,
Well, I asked a couple of people to comment as well.
and that's all she said. After that, we just stood around in awkward silence. Suddenly, I heard her mutter something. As soon as I heard that, I just knew. I knew she was gonna try and kill me. She was gonna kill me and make her escape. So of course I freaked out, and then I saw my only chance. I grabbed the Monokuma bottle from the shelf and smashed it across her head.
I think that is the reason why she died.
I hit her from behind before she had any idea what was happening. Then she just went limp. I didn't see her move again after that. Once it was over, I pulled myself together. I realized if I didn't do something, I'd be caught and executed. So I wrote Toko's name in blood across a magazine on the table and I ran away.
I can't believe you! You're the worst! I hope you die!
Well, that's what happened. Go ahead. Roast me, boil me, do whatever you want.
You're not gonna get off that easy. It's death. Death for the one that killed Sakura. We're ready to vote now, right? We know who did it.
No, I think there's more to Hiro's story.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? What else could there be?
There's one thing that Hiro's story just now doesn't explain. And until we figure that part out, we can't consider
Yeah.
the case closed.
I don't think so. Yeah, Hiro. Why the magazine was even? Why he took Coco? Why didn't you Sakura's finger? Right. Why did he use it? Right. That's wrong. Oh, god damn it. God damn it. That's the first one I got wrong actually. So, wait. Why did it take Toko? Why the magazine was hidden? Okay, so why the magazine was hidden? Is that what you're saying?
I got it!
What?
That's true. Everything you just said. It doesn't explain why the magazine was hidden, does it?
Huh?
By the time the body was discovered, the magazine had been picked up and put on the shelf.
Yeah.
Why would you take the time to write that message, then stick it somewhere we might not find
Oh,
it?
I see. That's right.
Oh. Well, I didn't hide it. I'm sure I just left it sitting there on the table.
Really?
He's lying! He's gotta be lying!
I don't see any reason he would lie now, after already confessing to the crime.
Yeah.
Then, he's not lying?
No.
Assuming he's telling the truth, someone else must have put the magazine back on the shelf.
Yeah.
In other words, at least one other person was in the rec room both before and after the incident.
Exactly.
I don't think there's any question about that.
But then, who was it?
If they went to the trouble of hiding the magazine, they must not have liked what was written on it.
Toko. Yeah, Toko.
I got it!
Has to be Toko.
It had to be Toko, right?
Yeah.
Who else would want to hide the magazine other than the person whose name was written on it?
Exactly.
Is he right, Toko? Did you really go to the rec room? Why would I have... Wait! But
I'm
more
telling you,
important,
all three of them went.
that
I was
doesn't
right.
even matter! We already know who did it, right? Hero just admitted it!
That's right. I killed her.
No, you didn't.
Who asked you?
I don't doubt Hiro attacked Sakura with the bottle. But that's not where this case ends.
What do you mean?
What he means is that Hiro isn't the killer.
Yeah.
You can't be serious! That's just... I don't
Don't tell me
believe
an
it!
tempo attack is coming at me.
Hiro, tell us what happened one more time.
Yeah, right.
If we go through it once more, it should become clear he's not Sakura's killer.
So, what do you want me to do?
Just tell us what happened one more time when you attacked Sakura.
I don't really see why, but okay.
He doesn't really have to prove it. Alright. Here comes the non-stop debate again. Let's see what I got here. Can't get this wrong. Oh my god, already 3 of this. Because examination summary is status of Sakura's body, yellow powder. Okay. It has to be status of
I
Sakura's
didn't want
body.
to, but I did it.
Oh no, it's Shiko's examination first.
I grabbed a Monokuma bottle from the shelf nearby. And I hit Ogre from behind before she could do anything.
You hit her from behind. And you only hit her once. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah, just once.
That has to be the one I
After
had
the
to
first
right?
swing, the bottle shattered. And she went limp.
Right.
See? Isn't it obvious?
That's the
Hero
one.
really is the killer!
Right. It is Kyoko's examination. Because she
I didn't want
examined the
to,
body
but I
and
grabbed him on a
realized
and I
there
hit
was
Ogre from behind.
You hit her and you only hit...
Yeah,
Just once.
After
After the first swing, the bottle
and
I misread.
See? Hero really is
There were
the
too many
killer!
things going at the screen. I had to time it perfectly.
I didn't want to,
I
but I grabbed him on a and I hit Ogre from behind.
You hit her and you only hit...
Yeah,
just once. After the first
swing, the bottle and
See? Hero
Why
really
is this
is the
coming
killer!
Why is this coming on my screen over and
I didn't
over
want
again?
to, but I grabbed him on a and I hit Ogre from behind.
You hit her from behind and you only hit her...
Yeah, just once.
No, it's wrong.
This is so frustrating, little thing. Alright. There you go.
If Sakura died from Hiro's single blow, that doesn't explain why she had 2 head wounds.
Yeah.
Huh? 2?
That's right. She had 2 separate wounds on her head.
Exactly.
And remember, this girl examines dead bodies as a hobby. Personally, I'm inclined to believe her.
But I only hit her once. How could she have 2 wounds?
2 wounds means she was struck twice. What's more, both attacks must have come from a Monokuma bottle.
Yeah.
Hold on. How can you know that just from some cuts on her head? She was attacked twice with 2 Monokuma bottles?
Oh, I did not
It's
know
not
that.
just because of her head wounds. It's also because of the Monokuma bottles themselves.
Oh. Oh, they're
There's
two missing.
something very suspicious about those
I did not
bottles.
realize that. They're two missing. Instead of, I was
Once
so
you
much focused.
understand that point,
Yeah.
you'll understand why 2 separate Monokuma bottles must have been used.
I thought it was the chess pieces. They're two
Think
missing.
back. After the incident, there were 4 Monokuma bottles left on the shelf, right?
Right.
And we found pieces of a bottle on the ground, along with the chess piece it had inside.
Yeah.
That was the bottle Hiro hit Sakura with, right?
Yeah.
For now, just note that there were 4 intact bottles and 1 broken bottle. But originally, there were 6 bottles in total, meaning 1 has gone missing.
Yes.
But how can you know for sure there were 6 bottles?
That's easy. If you look at what the bottles all had in common, it should become clear.
A knight, a bishop, a king, a rook, a queen, and a knight, right? Sorry, I said knight instead of the pawn, but yeah. Holding inside. Okay. It's the knight. Oh no, it's the queen. Whoa. Chess pieces, okay. Chess. Oh no, chess. P, there. I. Ooh, I don't know. There you go. That was easy.
Now
Chess
I
piece.
understand.
That was an easy hangman puzzle because I already had that in my mind.
That's it! The chess pieces!
Yeah.
Inside each bottle, there was a Monokuma figure holding a different chess piece.
Exactly.
King, rook, bishop, pawn. I definitely remember seeing each of those.
But there's no queen and knight. We already found a knight, but we haven't
And
found
the
a queen
piece
yet.
that was inside the broken bottle we found was
Knight.
the knight, if
Yeah.
I remember.
So, what's that matter?
I guess you don't know too much about chess, do you? Then let me explain. In chess, there are 6 different pieces. The king, the queen, the rook, knight, bishop, and pawn.
Yeah. I know that because I played chess, so
What was
I
left
don't know that.
intact at the crime scene were the king, rook, bishop, and pawn. Just those 4. And on the ground was the knight.
Oh, so the queen is missing.
Exactly.
So we only have evidence for 5 bottles at the scene, while one apparently went missing.
Yeah.
What does chess have to do with anything?
Yeah, shogi is way better.
Wait, no, that's not what I mean. So, let's say a bottle did go missing. There's still no evidence that has anything to do with this case. That bottle could have disappeared any time before the murder.
It's impossible.
No. It's clear that the missing bottle is connected to this case.
How is it clear?
Think about what state the missing bottle must have been in. Maybe then you'll understand.
It was broken.
I got it!
Yeah, it was broken.
The bottle must have been broken,
What makes you so sure?
because there was evidence at the scene that supports it.
Huh?
That's right. We found evidence that shows there was more than just one broken bottle at the scene.
Right, I know
And
the
what is
evidence
this evidence?
I have to show what the evidence is, right? Where is this? I'll show it. There, that one. It says an empty protein bottle was found. But that's all there is. There. Yeah. Underneath as well. Wait, no? Seriously, that's not it? Whoa. I thought that would have been the one. Okay. So, what was that? Oh, right. What is that? That. Monokuma bottle experiment. The experiment.
I
is just
got
like- Yeah.
Earlier, Kyoko and I did a little experiment. We compared the weight of the broken bottle
two
pieces of
bottles.
the scene to one of the unbroken bottles.
I also that was the piece
And what we
underneath.
found was that the collection of pieces was heavier. And the reason for that is there was actually more than one bottle's worth of shattered glass.
Yeah.
So from this, we can surmise that 2 bottles were actually broken at the scene of the crime. But someone did their best to clean up the pieces of one of the bottles, along with the figure inside.
Yeah.
But when they did, they must have left behind a few too many pieces. Which is only natural. They certainly had no way to measure the exact right number of pieces to remove.
But why would they have to try and get rid of it like that anyway?
Because of what it would reveal about the case.
Bottle is involved in this case. It was used by Sakura's second attacker.
I got it!
Yeah.
The bottle that was removed from the scene was used the second time Sakura was attacked.
The second wound on Sakura's head came from that second bottle. Given all the evidence, this is the only possible conclusion.
Yep.
The killer wanted to make it look like there was only one attack, so they had to get rid
No,
of
it's
their
not the killer.
evidence.
It's not the killer.
From
Let me
there,
repeat.
we can conclude that it wasn't Hiro who delivered that second blow. Wouldn't you agree, Toko? And there's the matter of the magazine. You must have been in the rec room when the incident took place.
Exactly.
Wait! I admit, maybe there was a second attack, but there's no evidence I had anything to do with it.
No way! You killed her! I'm sure of it!
Shut up! Until 2 seconds ago, you were claiming you killed her.
I'm not afraid to admit when I'm wrong. That's just the kind of guy I am.
I like I say,
I just remembered something that proves it.
Okay, fine. Let's hear it.
It was right after I got Ogre's note. I was kind of nervous about it, so I went to the rec room early. You know, to stake it out or whatever.
Okay.
So I was waiting there, and that's when I saw her. I saw Toko go into the rec room.
I did.
Pretty soon, Ogre showed up, and she went into the rec room. I assumed Toko was still in there, so I figured everything would be okay. That's why I headed in.
Oh.
But when I got inside, Ogre was all alone. Toko had disappeared.
What?
And you just now decided to share that with us?
After the shock of thinking I'd killed someone, I forgot all about it.
Could someone tighten the screws on his brain? I think they've come loose.
So, Toko, where the heck did you disappear to?
You don't know what you're
Oh,
talking
the
about.
conference.
I
Okay,
never
okay.
went in the rec room.
I know.
I'm sure she didn't disappear, but maybe she found somewhere to hide.
Yeah, I know.
Hiding in the rec room? Don't be ridiculous.
I got that impression too.
Why are you all ganging up on me? You're all nothing but vermin.
I need to show. Okay. What? Okay. So far you have been doing left mouse during your final save without second thought. You're going to have to pay a little more extra attention to your finishing blow. The proper truth bullet use during your coup de grace. You'll select it the same way as during the non-stop debate. Simply pressing Q or use the mouse wheel. Also, like debate, if you're dodging you'll have few bullets to choose from. You're going to pretend you're set to mean regardless just for this one, okay? By the way, you're about halfway through the game. Go on. Oh, now I'm halfway through the game. Okay, nice to know. Okay.
It's a lie. I admit nothing. I hate you. I curse you. No. That's enough. I admit nothing. I curse you. I curse you. It's a lie. That's enough.
I'm doing just with the music. I'm just basing this on the music, right?
That's
Last
enough.
hiding in the rec room. Don't be ridiculous. Wait, where is it? Ah, God damn it, locker room. Lock the room. There we go. That's one. Oh no, that's not the one. Ah, God damn it. Not again.
I admit nothing. I hate you. I curse you.
Okay. Okay, let's see. It's not the
That's
locker room.
enough.
Figure of the floor. Glass shards on the floor. Figure on the floor. No? Glass shards on the floor? How does that say anything? What?
No. That's enough.
It is a locker room handprint, right? How is...
That's enough.
What? What? That doesn't make any sense. Huh?
I admit nothing. I curse you. I curse you.
What? I did all... What? Have I... What? Did I by any chance do something wrong? I did all three of them, it said no. Yes, please.
I refuse to give up yet.
Okay, I lost 1 star, I'm fine by that, but still what? I did all 3 of them. Please, let me just read this again carefully. Yeah, I've been clearing the final strat. You're going to have to pay a little attention to your finishing blow. Now you will have to stop a truth bullet during the coup de grace. You selected the same way during the non-stop debate by pressing the Q or the mouse wheel. Okay. Also like the debate, if your logic difficulty is set to plan, you'll have a fewer bullets to choose from. But for education person, you're gonna... By the way, okay. I was pretty sure I got the I know it's the handprint. I was like, what? I'm pretty sure I got the handprint, right? There's no way I missed out on the handprint.
It's a lie. I admit nothing. I hate you. I curse you. No. That's enough. I admit nothing. I curse you. I curse you. It's a lie. That's enough. It's a lie. I admit nothing.
Okay.
That's
Where is
enough.
figure? Where is the fingerprint? Locker handprint. There we go. Let me check. Locker handprint here, na? What? Huh?
I curse you. No.
Locker
That's
handprint.
enough.
This should prove it.
What the heck? How the hell did... I did it in the first try. Like what? I
Did you
was
know
right.
someone left a handprint behind on the inside of the locker? They must have been hiding in there and put their hand on the wall without thinking.
Yeah.
Does this handprint look familiar, Toko?
No, it doesn't.
Okay then, let's just compare it to your hand, shall we? That'll clear everything up.
Stop wasting my time. Just tell us the truth.
Okay, it's my handprint.
Dang, she just straight up admitted it.
Then you killed Sakura!
No, I swear, there's no way!
Out with it.
I probably did kill her.
Straight up again.
Wait, what do you mean probably?
Give us the details, Toko. What happened between you and Sakura?
Talk. Now.
After I read Sakura's note, I decided to go there early, so I went into the rec room. I didn't know what she might do if I didn't go, but I was too scared to face her head on, so I figured I'd just sneak in first and hide in the locker.
Then, did you see what happened? Did you see me hit her?
Yes, and I saw you write my name. I saw you forge her dying message.
Well, that's awkward.
So after he left, I jumped out of the locker and put the magazine back on the shelf.
But when you did, you put it back upside down.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to. I was in a hurry.
Imbeciles, all of you.
Forget all that. Why did you attack Sakura?
After I put the magazine back, I heard a sound behind me like a monster growling. And when I turned around, there was Sakura, covered in blood and staring right at me. When I saw that blood, I fainted right there in front of the magazines. I don't remember what happened after that. If you want to know more, you'll have to ask her.
Guess who's back?
It was your fault after all!
My fault, Master's fault. When our faults combine, they soar to even greater heights.
Right?
Just answer the question. Did you kill Sakura?
Well, to be honest, Miss Morose and me don't actually share our memories. So I can't really say what was going on. But I was just minding my own business, sleeping peacefully when someone shook me awake. Was it a prince paying me a visit? I wondered. So I opened my eyes to see... Splatter everywhere! I was not prepared for that. And, well, I guess it took me by surprise. I got so startled, I smacked her with the first thing I could find, which I guess was a bottle. Sakura was just worried about you, and you're terrible! No, she's terrible! Thanks to her, I murdered someone who wasn't an adorable boy for the first time ever!
And when it was all over, you collected the pieces of the bottle to get rid of the evidence.
I wasn't about to die for some woman! If I'm gonna go down, I want it to be for killing Master!
Just go away and die your meaningless death alone. Don't drag me into it.
I just can't catch a break, you know? Fate's got it out for me. Because normally, Sakura should have been able to dodge my attack no problem.
Even as strong as she is, she must have still been reeling from Hiro's attack.
Hey, come on! That's... you know... But anyway, I'm not the one that killed Ogre, so that's good.
Well then, that's that. Let's start the vote. What's wrong? Come on, everyone, we're ready to vote, right? Let's do this.
No, not quite yet.
Huh? Not yet? Why not yet?
Don't you think there was something odd about Toko's story? I mean, you had to have noticed.
Oh, right, I know. He's talking about how Sakura wasn't able to dodge.
Hiro's attack, and then Toko's, but that still wasn't the end of it. Tell us your story one more time. Tell us what happened after you fainted.
Yeah.
Then even this gaggle of idiots should understand what I'm talking about.
Your wish is my command, darling.
It's a Hina. It has to be Hina. I was right. Okay, I have to catch the thing.
I was just sleeping peacefully. And all of a sudden, Sakura was right there in front of me. I remember waking up right in front of the magazine shelf.
You were taken by surprise when you saw Ogre covered in blood. So you smashed her head in with the Monokuma bottle?
You got it! I smashed her good!
And where did the attack take place?
Right where I woke up! I killed her there in front of the shelf!
There. Oh no! I missed it! God damn it.
I was just sleeping peacefully. And all of a sudden, I remember waking up.
You were taken by surprise when you saw Ogre.
So you smashed her head in?
You got it!
And where did the attack?
Right where I woke up! I killed her there in front of the shelf!
This should be the one.
And all of a sudden, I remember waking.
You were taken by surprise. So you smashed her.
You got it!
And where did the attack?
Right where I woke up! I killed her there in front of the shelf!
No, that wasn't it. Shoot. Okay, I guess I have the bullet. I choose the bullet. I thought that would
I
have.
was just sleeping peacefully, and all of a sudden, I remember waking up.
You were taken by surprise. So you smashed her.
You got it!
And where did the attack?
Right where I woke up! I killed her there in front of the shelf!
Okay.
No.
I thought it would have been the other way of playing around, but I guess both of them work in a way.
We found Sakura sitting upright in a chair.
Yeah.
If the blow by the shelf was the cause of death, there's no explanation why she was in that chair.
Exactly.
So,
That's my point.
you finally noticed.
just another lie from a bloodthirsty serial killer.
No.
Are you sure you didn't attack her while she was sitting in the chair?
Nope.
No, I'm sure she's telling the truth. Anyone who saw the murder scene should think the same way.
Right. Right. The blood in front of the shell. Where is it? Where's the blood in front of the shell? Oh, there it is.
I got it!
There it is. Blood in front of the shell.
Sakura was definitely attacked in front of the shelf. The blood stained by the magazines is proof of that.
Yeah.
Then she must have moved the body after she killed her, right?
No.
All to make it look like I did it. Because when I hit her, she was sitting in the chair.
Hey, come on now, look at me. I can't carry anything heavier than my own scissors. There's no way I can move a muscle-bound heavyweight like that.
Then what's the deal?
Well, are you still convinced the case has come to an end?
But...
Plus, the biggest mystery of all, the locked room, still has yet to be explained. Until we take care of that, we can't say this case has been properly settled.
Oh, that part's easy. After she killed Sakura, Toko just hid in the locker again.
Oh, so she just hid in there till everyone showed up and opened the door? And while everything was all confused and hectic, she just snuck out of the locker into the group.
No.
No, I don't think that's possible.
Because the locker was too solved. I called myself. No, not for that. I saw it for myself, I guess.
I got it!
Okay.
Even before we opened the door to the
Oh,
red
right,
room,
the locker was open.
Hina and I both got a look inside. And at that point, the locker was already open. So obviously Toko couldn't have been hiding in there.
Yeah.
Okay then, where was she hiding?
She wasn't.
I don't know. What's this whole locked room thing about anyway?
How do you not know? You killed her!
I think the fact that I don't know proves I didn't kill her. Thank you very much. You're lying.
No, she's not. I've been saying all along, there's still more to this case.
But if Genocide Jill didn't do it, that means Ogre didn't die from the shot to the head.
She could have not. She was strong as hell.
Well, I can't imagine what else could have killed her.
That's because you're overlooking vital information.
Exactly. Maybe it's... I have an information. Chemical bottles? Monokuma file?
What was it that killed Ogre? If it wasn't from Genocide Jill's attack,
Ouch, that is wrong.
then what was it?
There's no other possible cause. What killed Sakura? I can't think of anything other than the shot to her head. So you're dead set on blaming me, huh?
Wait. Is it Monokuma files or Owl's account? Let's
What
see.
was it? If it wasn't from Jennifer, what was?
There's no one that killed Sakura. I can't think of anything other than the
Oh, it is Monokuma
No,
file, okay.
it's wrong. According to the Monokuma file, Sakura had vomited blood.
Yeah.
I think we can assume there's a chance this was related to her cause of death. In fact, there was even a trace of blood left around her mouth.
Well, I mean, maybe when she got hit with the bottles, she cut the inside of her mouth.
If that's all it was, the file wouldn't have specified vomited blood.
Yeah.
Not to mention, I didn't find any cuts inside her mouth.
You even checked in there? God, you really are into dead bodies!
No, I'm not into dead bodies. What I'm into is solving mysteries.
But if there wasn't a cut or anything, then what made her vomit
She's the
blood?
ultimate detective, after all.
Some sort of reaction within her body. Most likely,
Yeah.
Sakura was poisoned.
I was selling that on the side.
Poisoned?
That's right. This is the conclusion I've arrived at, and so there can be no mistake.
You're making me go all weak in the knees! She was poisoned? It isn't possible!
Is it really so hard to believe? Then let me explain exactly how the culprit was able to poison her.
You can explain explain it?
Of course, if you don't mind.
Everyone quiet! Shut up and listen to Master!
But you're the only one talking.
The key to unlocking this mystery was hiding in the chem lab up on the 4th
Yeah.
floor.
Huh? Not in the rec room? And I could have found it all along.
You never would have, since you gave up on the search the moment you were barred from the crime scene.
Well, yeah, good point.
There's a big shelving unit in the chem lab that houses a variety of mixtures and chemicals. And that's where I found this.
Is that the poison?
Yeah.
It's not an especially powerful poison, but it'll still kill you if you drink an entire bottle. But the specific properties don't matter. What does matter is where I found it.
Where'd you find it?
The shelf is divided up into 3 sections, A, B,
And the
and C.
poison was in A.
In section A,
Yeah.
dietary supplements. In B, reagents. And in C, a variety of lethal chemicals.
And that's where the poison came from? Section C?
Section
Well, that's the question, isn't it?
A. Sure. I got it. I thought it was section A.
I got it!
Yeah, I saw it
The
too.
poison was actually in Section A, wasn't it?
Huh? You just said that Section A was for supplements or whatever.
Strange, isn't it? Why would there be a bottle of poison mixed in with all those nutritional additives?
Somebody
Yeah,
who knew
so?
Sakura way too well
Why?
could have only done this.
Because the culprit switched it out. That's why.
What do you mean?
I mean, this.
Huh? Master!
Ugh, that tastes awful.
Oh no! Master's in real trouble! You have to drink some water! You can't just swallow powder! It'll stick to your throat!
Idiot! He just swallowed poison! We need to make him spit it out!
No, it's not poison.
The flavor certainly makes me want to spit it out. What's so high quality about this stuff?
Huh? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the protein, of course.
Protein?
Can I see that bottle for a second?
Sure. Do whatever you like.
It's protein powder.
Correct. That wasn't poison in the bottle, but harmless protein powder.
Yeah.
Which makes one wonder, the poison that should have been in that bottle, where did it go?
I know where it is. I have where the poison went. Oh wait, I have to make that. What was the name of the drink? I forgot. Protein drink. Okay. Protein drink. Just do that. Bring out the R. That's it. That's a P. R. Oh, T, 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 T. This I. There's a T. Sean, show me some T's, man. Why can't I find any T? There it is. E, E, there it is. There's an N. There's a D. Now I want a D. I. L. Protein drink. Why do you have to write this? Like, there was literally
Now I understand.
evidence there that said it had protein drink. Why had to write protein drink? Like, what?
Poison must have been poured into the protein can.
Yeah.
If the protein's in the poison bottle, it seems only logical to assume the reverse is true, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely. The contents of each container were switched. So the protein was in the bottle of poison, and the poison was in the protein can. Once you accept that, it becomes obvious how the culprit was able to get Sakura to drink the poison.
Yeah.
Holy crap!
All they had to do was hand her something there at the scene, and she was happy to drink the poison herself.
Protein drink.
I got it!
Exactly.
You're saying they gave her a protein drink, right?
It's all about the protein
A
drink now.
protein drink which actually contained a deadly poison.
Yes.
What?
That's all it took to kill Sakura. That is the true cause of death.
You know, I do remember Ogre saying that protein stuff was good for all kinds of aches and pains. So maybe she took it to try and help with the whole bleeding head wound thing.
But what was offered to her instead was a bottle full of poison. And I already know exactly who swapped the mixtures.
For real? Who was it?
Evidence revealing who replaced the two materials was left in the chem lab for anyone to see.
That to be. It must be what we found in the front of the shelf. Oh, that powder. There's a powder. Powder. Yellow powder. No, that's not the one. Source. Footprint.
I got it! The footprints left behind in front of the shelf. That's the evidence you're talking
No,
about.
no.
I visited the chem lab this morning, and there were definitely no footprints there at that point. They must have appeared around the time of the murder, which leaves no doubt that they're connected. What's more, the footprints were in front of Section A, where I found the bottle meant for the poison. The culprit must have gone to Section A to swap the poison and protein, leaving their footprints behind. And given how clear the prints were, figuring out who they belong to will pose no problem.
Actually, they belong to Sakura.
All we have to do is check everyone's footprints right now. Then we'll see who...
It was me.
Oh, whoa.
The footprints. They're mine.
Hina?
If you're all gonna find out anyway, I'd rather you hear it straight from me, you know?
Then Ogre's killer was...
Yep. I did it. I killed Sakura.
Okay.
Just as I suspected. The footprints were made by a pair of sneakers. There was no mistaking it. And the only people here who wear sneakers are...
Makoto and Hina.
I got it!
Yeah.
Me and Hina are the only ones. Oh, so Byakuya. That explains why you...
Their footprints. Oh, I see.
If the footprints didn't belong to Makoto, that left only one other possibility.
Yeah.
Just Hina.
But she wasn't
Plus,
killed by the
he's been
protein.
acting
I think so
strange
she was...
ever since the trial
Why is the
began.
wrapper there? Why is the wrapper there? That's the main thing,
You were in an awful rush to get to the vote, weren't you? This whole time, you've been focused on pinning the crime on someone else, haven't you?
I feel like this... She gave the candy to Sakura.
I can't believe it.
What about it can't you believe?
Well, it's just... the two of them were so close.
That's likely exactly why it turned out this way. Because they were so close, Sakura didn't think twice about it when Hina handed her the concoction. Hina used that trust to kill her. She deceived the victim, and she tried to deceive all of us. I have to say, Hina, coming from you, this was a particularly nasty little scheme.
Hina, is it true? Did you really kill Sakura? And if you did, why? Why would you do that?
I found her. There in the rec room. She was hurt. She asked me to bring her that protein drink. But when I went to get the powder from the chem lab, it just occurred to me all of a sudden.
Now's my chance to kill her. That's what you thought, right? That's when you switched out the protein powder, and that's when you gave her the poisoned mixture.
And then she downed it all at once. And then
Hold it. I'm not convinced.
Yeah,
You're
I'm
not
not
about to
convinced
claim
either.
she wouldn't kill a close friend, are you? You still don't get it, do you? The game we're playing here isn't so kind. Honeyed words like friendship don't matter here. What matters is outwitting the opponent, defeating them.
It's Byakuya, isn't it?
Not a person alive would sacrifice themselves for another. In the end, we're all in it for ourselves. Just like how this girl sacrificed Sakura to save herself.
You say that, but I'm still not convinced.
How many times do you plan to repeat yourself?
Don't misunderstand me. I'm not saying it because of some misguided sentimentalism. But there's still that one unsolved mystery, and I'm not convinced.
Are you talking about the locked room problem?
Yeah.
Hina, if you really are the killer, explain it. How did you create that locked room?
Well, that doesn't matter. Just because I'm guilty, that means I have to tell you everything?
No, it doesn't. But the fact that you won't tell us concerns me.
Did Sakura kill herself?
Surely you're not. Do you honestly think Hina didn't actually kill her?
And if I do?
Impossible. She switched out the mixtures. She's the culprit. There's no way you can doubt this.
Are you sure about that? Even ignoring the fact that I don't want to believe it, it just doesn't fit.
What doesn't fit?
I mean, why would someone leave such a clear clue like a footprint? It's too obvious, too easy.
He's right. It makes it look like you wanted people to suspect you.
I was just nervous. So, I didn't notice I'd left a footprint.
You didn't notice?
Yeah, that's just how it was. What can I do?
Sakura locked herself, most probably, and killed herself.
Listen, Hina. Could you go into a bit more detail? Tell us more about when you switched the poison and the protein.
How come? That doesn't matter.
Hina, please, I'd like to know too.
There's a third person who wears a sneaker too, right? That's Sakura.
Fine.
Waste your time if you like. It's clear that Hina is the culprit. There's nobody else to suspect. Nobody else could have possibly done it.
Go ahead, Hina. Start from the moment you arrived at the chem lab.
Well, right away I went to section C and got the poison.
And is that when you spilled the powder in front of that part of the shelf?
Yeah. When I opened the bottle, I dropped it like an idiot.
I see. Okay then, go on.
So then I moved to section A and got the protein powder, and that's where I switched them. Once I was done with that, I took the protein can that had the poison in it and left the room. But I accidentally put the bottle filled with protein powder back on the wrong shelf. And because of that, everything I did got found out. And that's it.
That story you just told. First you went to section C to get the poison. Then moved to section A to get the protein, right? Meaning you went from section C to
Right,
section
there are no
A.
footprints.
Do I...
Yeah.
There are no footprints. Yeah.
Can you repeat that series of events one more time?
What's wrong with you, Big Mac? You're being awfully pushy.
It's the same thing no matter how many times you hear it. How long until you're satisfied?
Okay. Let's get it. Let's get it. Okay.
First I went to section C. That's when I grabbed the poison.
And you spilled some of the powder on the ground in front of the shelf.
Yeah. When I grabbed the bottle, I dropped it.
Okay, and then?
I moved from section C to section A.
Ah, shit.
And that's where I switched the powders. Once I was done switching them, I put the bottle filled with the protein powder back in section
I
A.
already know what it is.
Then I took the bottle with the poison in it and left the chem lab. That's all there is to it.
Honestly, that's enough.
How much longer must we tolerate
Okay,
this?
okay, I got this. I got this.
First I went to, that's when I grabbed the poison and you spilled some of the, yeah.
Okay, and then?
I moved from section C to section A. And that's where once I was done, I put the bottle filled with the protein powder back in section A.
That wasn't it?
Shoot!
Ah, so I guess footprints are the right one.
First I went to section, that's when I grabbed the, and you spilled some of the, yeah. Okay, I moved from section C, And that's where I switched the
Oh.
cup. Once I was done, I put the bottle filled with the then I took the bottle and left the that's all there is.
Honestly, that's enough. How much longer must we tolerate?
Footprints, footprints, footprints. Get the footprints.
First I went to that's when I grabbed the point and you spilled some of the powder. Yeah. When I grabbed okay, and I moved from section C.
There.
No, that's wrong.
Hey, that was the correct one.
You said you went to get the poison from section C, and that's where you spilled the powder, right?
Yeah? What about it?
And after that, you said you moved from section C to section A to get the protein.
There.
But the footprints left at the scene were not moving from section C to section A. That contradicts what you just said.
Game? Okay, that was weird.
Then maybe she moved in some weird direction on purpose to disguise her movements?
No, that can't be it. Remember what Hina just said?
What the? Hina, what's the meaning of this?
Well,
You lied to us. Plain and simple. If you look at the footprints, your movements in the chem lab are obvious. The powder had already been spilled when you came in, and you went straight to Section A. So you never went to Section C. Whatever you did there, it only involved Section A.
well, you see...
What the hell? What's going on here?
And the footprints aren't the only problem with her account. Before I explain that part, I'd like to submit some new evidence.
New evidence? Impossible, there can't be.
Are you sure? After all, you're the one that gave it to me.
I did?
It was hidden inside the bottle of poison you gave me. I'm amazed you, of all people, would miss such a vital clue. A truly grave oversight.
Just say it already! What is it you think you found?
I found this.
A
It
piece
had
of
sunk
glass
to the
shard?
bottom of the bottle,
Oh.
and the hidden clue was exposed, thanks to you ingesting the powder. I couldn't have solved the mystery without you. So, thank you for that.
But, what is it?
Oh, you still don't realize?
I see,
Well
okay,
then.
yeah. Okay.
Makoto, why don't you explain it?
Huh? Me?
Fine. If you really do know, explain the meaning of that shard of glass.
QK found it, but I think I remember. The rec room window. Right? Or the bottle of poison. It has to be the rec room window or the bottle of poison, right? Nah. Alright, it's the rec room window, sorry. Sorry. Got it wrong. The rec room
I
window.
got it!
Yeah.
It's part of the window from the rec room door, right?
The window?
The window we broke to get in was light blue, just like that. So I think that must be it.
You're right. It must be. Of course, that leads to another question. How did a shard of glass from the window get inside this bottle of poison?
What's so strange about that?
What's strange is that, according to what Hina told us,
Where was it? The bottle of poison could have been found when the broken was broken. Dina told us section C of the shell. Oh right, section A. Sorry. My bad. My bad. I don't know. I'm losing concentration. I'm sorry.
the
Sorry about
bottle
that.
of poison was left on the shelf in the chem lab. That is what you said, right, Hina? And yet, somehow a piece of glass from the rec room window made its way into the bottle.
Everything Hina told us was a lie?
Oh.
In reality, that bottle of poison most definitely found its way to the rec room. It was there at least until the window got broken. In other words, when the locked room was unlocked. There's no other way to explain the presence of that glass in that bottle.
And then, once the room was opened, the bottle somehow got moved back to the shelf in the chem lab. Meanwhile, the protein can we found at the crime scene was planted there.
Yep.
That had to be after the locked room was opened. In other words, after Sakura died.
Wait, hold on. You're moving too fast. I'll grant you, the bottle of poison may well have been in the rec room when it was locked. But how can you say the protein can was put there after the room was unlocked? We already know she was given the protein can with the poison inside, right? If that can wasn't there when she died, how did she get poisoned?
Candy.
You're right. We do need to explain that. But before we do, there's something I'd like to confirm with everyone here.
Huh?
It has to do with the protein can.
Oh.
After Sakura's body was discovered, did anyone move it or trip over it or anything like that?
What are you talking about? Is this some kind of loaded question?
Not at all. Just answer to the best of your ability.
Well, no, not that I remember.
Yeah, me either.
Not me.
Same here. Yeah, me either.
Okay then, that settles it. That proves that the protein can found its way to the murder scene after the room was opened.
Oh, come on! How can you say that? How can you know what I don't know?
Because there's evidence. Oh right, I have that. I have that evidence, right?
When it comes to that protein can, there's not a doubt in my mind. Until the locked room was unlocked, it absolutely was not in there.
So you're saying someone planted it there after we got the door open?
No, that's impossible. It had to have been in there the whole time. It had to be. It was in there.
Gotcha.
No, it's wrong.
Gotcha, Chaco. I gotcha. Don't worry, fam. Gotcha.
You remember how there was broken glass scattered all around the room, right?
Of course. It came from the window you broke to get in. What about it?
Well, those pieces weren't just scattered around the protein can. We also found pieces underneath the can.
What?
And this proves it. It shows that the can must have been put down on the floor after the window was broken. So it had to be after we got into the room.
Yes.
I see. So that's your explanation. Kyoko, earlier when you asked if anyone had moved the can or tripped over it...
If that were the case, that would explain the can being on top of the glass.
So you asked everyone about it to eliminate that possibility right out of the gate.
And that's made everything clear, hasn't it? As long as it was a locked room, it only contained the bottle of poison, and not the protein can. But once the room was opened up, they were switched, and as a result, the protein can wound up in the rec room, and the bottle of poison returned to the chem lab.
Oh.
If that's all true, then why did Sakura drink the poison? I thought we all agreed she was tricked into drinking it because of the protein can.
No, that's not why. The only explanation is she drank it from its original bottle, knowing exactly what it was.
Oh.
Precisely. She was alone in a locked room. All she had was the poison. What other possibility is there?
You're saying she drank it knowing what it was? Such a ridiculous fiction is...
Exactly what happened.
Then tell us already. Sorry. Please, tell us.
Before we get to that, we need to clarify one other thing. We need to establish who exactly got the poison from the chem lab and took it to the rec room.
It was Hina, right? She took it and gave it to Ogre.
No.
What do you think, Makoto?
What it had to be in Hina, Hiro, Sakura. Sakura.
I got it! I think it was Sakura herself.
Huh? So Sakura, who was apparently murdered, just poisoned herself? What are you talking about? There's no way!
On the contrary, we know for a fact she went to the chem lab, right to the section full of poisons.
You're lying! Stop lying! Why? Why would you lie like that?
Toko already showed me the evidence. Okay. What evidence did she show? I don't remember myself too, but well. Oh, this. Not another one of these. Okay.
You're a liar! What are you saying? Wrong! You're wrong! I'm telling you, I did it! I don't want to hear it! You're a liar! Wrong! You're wrong!
My goodness, this
I
kid.
hate you!
Don't hate me, what the heck? I'm just telling the truth.
You're a liar! What are you saying? Wrong! You're wrong! I'm telling you, I did it! Stop talking! You're a liar! Wrong! You're wrong!
Final strike. Are they gonna give me?
Do you
yellow
have
powder?
any kind of proof, Sakura?
This should prove it.
Yeah, yellow powder. She was the only one who was, only other one who was wearing stickers.
Hina, did you know that Sakura's foot had a certain yellow powder stuck to it?
Yes.
It did?
It did. The same yellow powder that had been spilled by the shelf in the chem lab. That powder was yellow, wasn't it?
Yes.
So the powder we found on Sakura, what else could it be but the powder from the chem lab?
Wait. So, what was that powder doing on Ogre's foot?
And it was only on her instep, right?
Sakura must have been standing right there where the powder was spilled. So the person who spilled the powder by the shelf wasn't Hina, but Sakura.
Yes.
And when Sakura dropped the bottle, she dropped it away from where she was actually standing, which is how she was able to avoid getting it all over herself. But the powder still got scattered around, and some of it must have wound up on her instep. Is there any problem with my thinking?
But why did Sakura pay a visit to Section C in the first place? The only explanation is that she was looking for poison. After all, that's all that section contained.
No! It was me! The poison! Because I killed her!
No, you didn't kill her.
The collection in the poison is the unsolved. There's only one way to explain it. Select someone. Where is Sakura? No.
Here's my answer. The one who killed Sakura was Sakura herself.
Yes. Hina realized that. She realized that too.
The killer was Sakura?
Yes.
Wait, so you're saying it was suicide?
I don't believe it. I don't believe it any more than I believe I can fly.
I can't believe it either. Or rather, I don't want to believe it. But when you really think about it, everything matches up.
Yeah.
Sakura went and got the poison. She barricaded herself in a room, and she drank it, all so she could end her own life. And that explains why we couldn't solve the mystery of the locked room.
Because of Monokuma poster, Japper created the lockdown secret. Wanted to create a...
I got it!
Yeah.
The locked room mystery was created by Sakura.
I'm sure she locked herself in so nobody could stop her from doing what she did. She sat there, drank the poison, and breathed her last breath. And the empty bottle of poison rolled around the locked room until we came and opened it. At that point, someone grabbed the bottle and snuck it out of the room. And that was you, wasn't it, Hina?
Yes.
You did it to throw off the investigation, didn't you? When we found her body, you stayed right there near the door. Because you already knew Sakura was dead. And because the bottle of poison had rolled near the doorway.
That's when you picked up the bottle, right? I was too shocked to notice anything. And Kyoko was busy checking the body.
And the more I think about it, the more I realize how unusual your actions were.
Wait.
You said you were going to go get everyone else. But your real intention was to go to the chem lab and switch out the containers, wasn't it?
Yep.
Once you were at the chem lab, you headed straight to the section where the protein powder was kept. There, you took the powder and poured it into the bottle of poison you'd grabbed from the rec room. When you left the lab, all you had was the empty protein can. Thinking about it like that, the footprints make perfect sense.
When you were done, you gathered everyone together. And once you were back in the rec room... While everyone else was focused on Sakura, you quietly placed the can on the ground. Honestly, I should have noticed. You should have been the first one to run up to Sakura's lifeless body. The Hina I know never would have left her side in a situation like that.
So, Sakura committed suicide. In order to hide this fact, Hina undertook a series of actions to undermine the investigation. As long as you could disguise the truth, you didn't care if we blamed you for her death.
Yeah.
That's why you didn't bother to get rid of such obvious evidence, right? The footprints in the powder and the bottle of poison? Vital pieces of evidence, and yet...
So you're saying Hina consciously deceived us to make it look like she killed Sakura?
No! No, 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 no! I killed her! I did it!
That's enough, Hina. It's over.
It's not! Nothing's over!
It is. Actually, no. You're right. We have to end this properly.
Oh, I have to do the climax again. Alright. Sakura went to talk to Hiro and one other person. Byakuya. Toko got to rec room and hid somewhere. The closet. Up. Closet. Where's the closet? Yeah, closet. What was in Monokuma bottle that Hiro hit Sakura with? 9. Where is 9? 9. Right. Is there a 9 piece? Okay, there is a 9. What did Hiro try? Toko. At the point Toko who was at that point Toko who was in the locker. What? What did she do to do it a magazine that had dying message written on it? Read it. What's this? What is in Monokuma bottle red genocide letter? Genocide jacket. The queen. Queen. What actually killed Sakura came from the chem lab. There was something on the floor near Sakura's body which someone grabbed. What was it that this which the body did?
Here's exactly what happened. This case began when Sakura asked a number of people to meet her in the rec room. Specifically, those people were Hiro, Toko, and Byakuya.
Case solved.
But one of them headed out a bit earlier than the others. Toko. She got there one step ahead of everyone else and looked around for a good hiding spot. And she found it. She crawled into the locker to get out of sight. Then, from inside the locker, she saw Sakura enter the room.
Yeah.
Next to arrive was Hiro. When he got there, he mistakenly thought Sakura was going to try to kill him, so he panicked.
Nice case. This was an interesting case, not gonna lie.
With that thinking, he grabbed a nearby Monokuma bottle and attacked Sakura with it. Thinking he'd killed her, he hastily began covering up his crime.
Even sidetracked me for a
He
bit.
took a magazine from the table and forged a dying message from Sakura. To that end, he wrote down a name. Toko. By writing her name, he was hoping to pin the murder on her. But of course, Toko had witnessed the whole thing. So as soon as the coast was clear, she jumped out of the locker and hid the magazine on the shelf with all the others. But in her rush, she made one little mistake. She put the magazine back upside down.
That's nice.
Soon after, she watched as Sakura slowly opened her eyes. She also saw the blood dripping off Sakura's head and fainted. This caused her personality to switch back over to Genocide Jack. When she woke back up, her second personality also saw the blood-soaked Sakura, and she freaked out. And just like Hiro, she grabbed another Monokuma bottle and attacked her. This explains why there were 2 wounds on Sakura's head. Assuming Sakura really was dead this time, she set about disposing of the evidence. She gathered up the broken Monokuma bottle shards and the queen chess piece. And that explains how Sakura was attacked twice with the same type of weapon. But even after those 2 blows, she was still alive. So then, what was Sakura's actual cause of death? It was the poison that Sakura herself got from the chem lab. She turned the rec room into a true locked room scenario, and then drank the deadly mixture. And there, she took her final breath. Later on, the rest of us discovered that her body was in there. We had to smash the door's window to get inside. But someone already knew what had happened, knew that she had committed suicide. And that same someone quietly snatched the bottle of poison from off the ground. And while nobody was looking, replaced it with an empty protein can. They did all this specifically to place all the suspicion on themselves, in an attempt to guide the trial to a false conclusion. And the one who went to all that effort was you, Hina.
This one was... It hits, it actually hits.
That's the full truth of the
Because
case.
Hina is a character I actually like. Because I knew she wouldn't have done anything crazy like that.
Sakura took her own life.
I
And
like
you
that.
claim to be the killer to hide that fact. Isn't that right?
Even Makoto is looking away like, hey, he realized that how Hina is feeling and everything. It's a nice little glimpse to show how it's all in.
That's what happened? But Makoto, how did you manage to... How were you able to uncover the truth that even I couldn't discern?
Huh? Oh, well, I mean...
Evidence.
You still haven't realized? We don't all act according to calculations and cost-benefit diagrams. That's what makes us so complicated.
Yeah.
That's what you don't understand. And that's why you couldn't solve this case. See? Didn't I tell you? When you dismiss other people's feelings, it'll always come back to bite you in the end.
Alright. That was a good case, not going to lie. That actually made me think a lot about what really was happening. Hey, I got a gear egg again. Nice. Lots of Monokuma coins we can spend.
Okay. I think we can all agree you made your point. Did you guys forget already? You still haven't voted yet.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
You seriously forgot? I can feel my energy draining out of me. Well, whatever. You don't really have a choice anyway. You just gotta do it.
Yes.
Maybe you don't want to, but please grab your lever and cast your vote. So, who will be chosen as the blackened?
Isn't it obvious?
Will you make the right choice? What's it gonna be?
Alright. It's quite obvious who it is. Oh, right. Oh, of course. The moment of truth where we are seeing who's getting voted is laggy. The whole game is over. Nice. Well, at least you get a glimpse of Sakura getting voted. But there is no punishment here.
Okay.
Sakura herself.
My entire existence!
What did you say?
I don't understand.
Come on. What are you thinking?
Don't be mean!
What is this?
You should have been the one to die. What?
What?
What is this?
Yeah, I understand that. So instead of waiting to be killed, I'll do it by my own hand. I don't
No forgiveness! I can't forgive this!
Yeah.
I...
But...
If they all gang up on you,
Hina,
please don't think of things like that. They're not
they're friends.
That's so nice. That's so nice. I feel bad that she died. Out of all the people that I feel, I've actually felt bad for who died, who had to be Chihiro and Sakura. Those two were like really kind, like low-key, no joke. Sakura didn't want to hurt anybody, Chihiro also didn't want to hurt anybody. Like,
Why?
those were two people I actually felt like were quite good people that died. I felt like they shouldn't have.
What are you saying? I won't forgive you. Why? Huh?
Hina. Hina.
Huh?
I have
Huh?
some protein.
Okay. Yeah.
Please. Why? Why?
Ah, come on. I didn't expect this. I feel bad.
Why? Hey! Hey! Hey!
What? Actually thinking we
What
should.
is this?
What did you say?
Hmm.
Right. Oh, whoa.
In other words, yes, indeed.
What if Dorio was really like this?
What the heck?
Of course. Yep.
Sakura's suicide note.
Too bad.
That was all me.
It's true.
Huh? Huh?
Unbelievable.
Uh,
Well now, well now, well now, well now. Damn it! Pung, pung.
the guy affect the outcome of the class trial. Out between you and you alone, and you're the one working each other. If you will add factor it in, it will still would have been between you guys. This is all part of the production process.
And?
What did she write in the real suicide note?
What are you gonna do? Hey, hey!
Haven't you been curious about the whole suicide note thing? Idea of leaving a note when you kill yourself.
But hold on.
Killing yourself is just a fine thing.
Enough already.
Yeah, please, let me
Yes,
also know what it
indeed.
is.
Hmm.
There's something I have to tell you. I hate to do it like this, but you need to know. This is my final wish.
As you know, I've been giving information to the one who's imprisoned you here.
First night in a strange school that the mastermind came
You
to
see, the mastermind took control of my family's dojo and demanded I become their tool.
But Holly has watched over it over.
I couldn't let it be destroyed under my watch, so even if it meant my own life, I had to protect it. That's how I saw things.
I made mistakes I given it.
And what the mastermind wanted from me was nothing less than murder.
Until the first murder had happened, nothing would move forward. No, I expected was the incident involving Sayaka. To wait until we reached another stage.
However, as I lived here with all of you, as I lived here with Hina, my resolve began to weaken.
And more
I
than
cannot betray those who would call me their friend. I've made a decision. I will no longer retreat, no longer compromise, no longer regret. I've made my decision. I'm going to resist you.
which made everyone else hate her. All of you led directly to all of you hating her for it.
Of course, I understand if you all hate me. All of this is because of my own weakness.
I want to make
So this is my atonement for betraying you. That's what I had in mind.
I just want to end with just me accepting your hatred.
My own situation has started having an effect on more people than just me. Which is exactly what the Mastermind wanted when they revealed my betrayal.
It would escalate into someone murdering someone else.
Of course, I'm still responsible for that as well.
The control to fulfill the obligation I have decided to do as the mastermind has commanded.
But I've decided the one I'm going to kill is myself.
Well, kill anyone. For that I'm willing
If
to
it
go.
can save you, then sacrificing my own life could have no greater meaning. Whatever you think of me, please know that you are all my most treasured friends.
Aww.
Huh? No way!
Correct.
Quite the opposite, in fact. Exactly.
However,
That's really. I, I, I don't know. I feel Sakura is now the coolest character in this game. Like, what? Ah.
Finally, Hina, I want to apologize to you especially.
Because I knew you would try to stop me. I leave the rest to you. And I can't tell anyone about my plan when I'm alive, but I wanted you to understand why I'm doing this.
I never saw you as my enemy. You were only ever my friend, who I wanted to help as much as possible. Hina, whatever it takes, survive. Survive along with everyone else. No matter what, just survive.
But
What are you gonna do? Uh-oh.
Kill each other, but you almost ended up doing it anyway. And it had no purpose. It was because of her stupid meddling that the rest of you nearly got bit the big one. Everyone blame her. Go ahead, she deserves it. What do you mean next weapon? Nobody here blames anyone.
Huh?
First of all, you're in the wrong for taking Hina that fake suicide note. And plus,
Say what?
she made us remember. We are not enemies that hate each other. We need to work
You
together.
know? Well?
The spy, there was a spy never really mattered because the one who needs to destroy is you.
What? What do you want?
Are you sure about that? The killing game is a competition between all of you, remember?
Hey!
The enemy is each other.
Phew!
The only way to survive is to win. Rule of the game, which is why I'm bowing out of the game.
Huh?
Naturally.
Sir, the one lies to deny the reality of the game. It would appear the others have cast aside the fear of this
Don't
game,
make me repeat myself.
which has large that such excitement. I'll no longer be participating.
What?
Forward to
All clear.
on to the one who thinks they can control me. I haven't moved by some thoughtless sentimentalism. What you're thinking? That's what you're thinking.
hey,
Then you Sakura's death had no meaning. Nothing good can come after. I'm still going to have fun. Still going to be the one having the fun.
What the heck?
Let's forget about good fun and things splash ever and get better.
You want me to punish you guys?
What?
What? But
Wrong!
Just because Blacken is dead doesn't mean I can just sub with whatever all students I want. I'm very particular about beer bar times like
Listen up!
it'd be shame to let go.
Yahoo!
I prepared a special gift. Special guest?
Let's give it everything we've got! It's punishment time!
What? Oh! Okay, I know it's laggy, but what the heck? I did not expect alter ego. They're going to destroy alter ego. Okay. That's kind of bad. I don't like it lagging. I want to see what's going on. Usually just crush the PC laptop. We're not even going to get to see what happens. That's my life. Yeah, he crushed it. That was obvious. crashed with a bulldozer. Was it a bulldozer? Tractor? Whatever. Yeah.
Oh no!
Gulab of paid chicken. They say for post-workout grub chickens were at site. The color, the smell.
So,
I have to do this. But I can handle it.
but still, I'm gonna do my best.
Yeah.
What's the matter?
Sold it in all of it. All things, even like laptops. Bottom line is, it got in my way. It was trying to find things out all sneaky.
Just as I thought.
Actually,
I knew it from the very beginning. I was just doing something with the laptop. I knew you were using it to analyze data. It was all going to play out from the start.
What are you thinking?
yep.
I mean, the data in the laptop, it was, I guess, you could say, you could call it a gift from me to you.
Phew.
Or maybe like a reward in honor of you being able to unlock something.
Hey,
I didn't care if you got access to it. It's just too personal, so I had to do a little, reformatting.
I want to be able to help.
Very nice.
It makes it enough that every low can get lower.
Ba-bum, ba-bum. Well? Uh-huh.
I need to read the postscript.
What?
Postscript?
Yep.
Huh?
What?
Hello.
Hina.
So I've learned one thing, which is, it's done something to us. What they have done is, they have erased our memories. Is that what it's gonna go?
Too bad.
Because everybody knew each other. That's what I'm getting from this. Yeah. Everybody knew each other because we've seen photos and stuff,
You guys?
Huh?
Too bad.
What's this?
What?
What?
This note. I'm not going to lay down and die. No matter what. That's seriously it. That's down loser.
Well?
And maybe take some time to reconsider how you approach the school life of this. Can you really cut free with the outside world? Our last clue had to help us solve the mystery to the school. Kyoko said something like that before, didn't she? It was like after Celeste's trial was over. Yeah, she did.
Who? Hey,
The mastermind did something to our bodies. What did he say the mastermind did? That will be all revealed because we still have 2 chapters left to come out. We're on chapter 4 right now. No, I don't think that's great. He's done anything crazy.
Yo! But,
So what are we
Yes.
going to do now? I'll head back out. Let's get off here. This kind of mystery, someone like you could pose is no absolutely
Not
right.
possible.
That kind of challenge. Kyoko and Makoto are the ones who figured
Stop
it out.
talking.
That last one, where I need someone to apologize me.
Sorry.
I'll try. Did she capture it?
No, 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 no!
Huh?
What did you say?
What the heck?
See.
You don't have any friends.
No, 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 no!
Oh, what the heck is going on? What the heck is going on? This is the most unexpected development out of all. What? And we returned to the world of Hope Secret Academy. The time kept on marching. We all went back to our rooms, and before long, night snuck upon us. Ugh. I still haven't got to the same point. I want to complete the chapter.
This is a school announcement. As such, it is officially nighttime. Soon the doors to the dining hall will be locked, and entry at that point is strictly prohibited. Okay then. Sweet dreams, everyone. Good night. Sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite.
Right. Pulled me along with it on sleep. Couldn't remember last time I fallen such sleep. Yeah. Wake up, huh? Whoa.
Kyoko?
Oh, hello.
Yes, it's me.
Huh? Kyoko?
I said yes.
So Kyoko's here.
Wait, what?
It's true.
You're unbelievably careless.
Hey,
And you don't have to overreact like that every time you're surprised.
correct.
In the morning, of course. I still haven't completed the chapter, so I'll keep on going.
Makoto.
What? What's your favor?
So,
I'm not gonna lay down and die. I'll fight you. She meant by that. What?
goodbye.
Okay. Alright, I'll be there right now. Alright, editor data center on the 4th floor. That has to be it, right? Ah, the lagginess. But when I arrived, Yoko's not here. She said she'd meet me. Is she maybe inside of it? Okay. What? It didn't open. What was it? Data center on the 4th floor.
What's this?
What are you doing up here, mister?
Damn it!
I just... You're trying to tell me you didn't actually bust him yet, right? But,
Hey!
oh my god, the lagginess is really not helping.
Unbelievable.
Right, first thought you were afraid to remember. You're gonna tell me you were sleepwalking or something. Nothing like that. Even I get tired, you know. I'll go back to bed. What's wrong now?
Just a second.
Why are you out here making jacket?
You too? You guys?
It's true.
You got it. Let's head back. What? Oh,
Hey.
oh. You're leaving. Okay. What's happening?
Shall we go?
Okay. Some weird shit is happening. I don't understand what's happening here. I don't understand what's happening. It's so weird. Like, what? Okay.
Goodbye.
Oh, what? All that about. And then she was all blade, but you leave without checking the second thing. What's the point of all that? Don't worry about it.
Goodbye.
What?
Mukuro Ikusaba.
Whoa.
Mukuro Ikusaba, the 16th student, lying hidden somewhere in this school.
Whoa.
The one they call the ultimate despair.
Whoa.
Watch out for her.
Whoa. Okay. Nice. All-star apology. Surviving students 5. Oh, they added a extra 7? I thought it would have been 5, right? It should have been 6, I think. That was good. Yeah, I want to end this episode. Yeah. That was a good one. That was a good case.
Mukuro.
Yes, I know. I'm not going to continue now. Next time when we come around, we're going to continue. This was a good case, no joke. Like, I really enjoyed this case more than any of the other cases. I don't know. It was very confusing other than the other cases, and to be honest, I should have known this was a suicide since the start, since it was very obvious. Like the clues were pretty obvious pointing at it, but I still adopted Hina because the clues also were replaced to point at her. But it was a good case. It was a good case in all honesty compared to the others, where I was like very simply just going through the case like pretty easily. But this is going to get interesting now. There's 7 students left, it what says, and there are 2 chapters left, right? So there's going to be one more case to deal with, and then the final chapter will be 6 and 7 will be the 2 chapters remaining. Most probably one more case to deal with. Somebody's going to die again. After that, we're going to have chapter 6. And when we have chapter 6, we most probably will get to the main spicy things and then the final chapter. I'm guessing so that's how it is, right? 5, so 3 chapters in total that I have to deal with. Anyways, that's all I got for today. See you guys in the next video. Until then, peace out.